Gosh, it disturbed me to see this movie. It got me so down in the dumps. It made me think I want to go home and take some lumps.
A big old dump. And we're talking about Beauty and the Beast, the movie rendition, not the cartoon. We'll never shit on that. So,
Not that we're shitting on it.
we got to hear these views from our movie expert himself.
Well, first,
Why are we taking a dump?
you get to hear from us, but then let's hear from you in the comments section
Comments.
below.
Tell us if you went and saw it.
Did you see it? Did you like it? Do you like the movie or the cartoon
Don't
better?
go by what our opinion is, because
That is
we wanna
just
hear
that.
it.
It's our opinion.
It's our opinion. We want to hear your opinion
Yeah.
about it, so definitely comment below.
So let's just jump right into it.
Dive into it.
There are things I liked. There are things I didn't like. Let's go right into the controversial bit. Everybody talking about the LGBTQ
Man, he's starting off sweet.
change up. Okay. Well, either I'm going to alienate our audience or I'm going to bring them in.
No, bring him in with
Okay.
that, because that's the topic.
Well,
that's
or
what
I'm going to
everyone's
alienate
talking
them. So, okay. Let's talk about them changing the character LeFou to be gay.
This is something Disney did not have to do.
They didn't have to
At
do it.
all.
And normally I'm in support of LGBTQ everything. Okay? I'm a supporter of free rights and just free everything for anybody. And in our past review of Power Rangers,
Which, by the way, is up here.
so our Power Rangers review, I was all for it. All right? We had a lesbian Power
I was
Ranger.
very for it.
But here's the problem.
Didn't care. Didn't ruin the movie. For
And
me at all.
here's the problem about going out of your way to draw in maybe an audience or whatever their purpose was in making LeFou gay. For me, it was not necessary, and for me, it ruined the movie. Because simply, not because he was gay, that's fine. They could be gay and he could be subtle. Alright? Not that it has to be subtle, but what we have here is an already established character from the cartoon. His character is established, his purpose is established, his motives are established. Okay? He is Gaston's goofy friend sidekick. He's his best bud. He'll do anything for his pal. Alright? And I know that those friendships are real and they exist. Why? Because we have that friendship. Okay? If he's down in the dumps, I'm going to try to lift him up and lift his spirits. I'm not going to try to, hey buddy, want a massage? I got ulterior motives.
I always tell him about my,
Okay.
and every last inch of me is covered in hair.
Gross. Okay. But the problem here with this literally is that the fact that they made him gay was fine. The fact that they made him overtly gay and changed his purpose to him having a thing for Gaston changed the character completely, which changed the story, which also led to changing, I guess, iconic scenes that we wanted to see on the big screen, like the barroom scene. I couldn't wait to see that scene.
It's one of my favorite scenes in
And
that
then
whole
I'm
movie.
sitting there, and I'm watching it, and it's really just a love fest from LeFou to Gaston, and I'm like, this isn't what I remember. This ain't right. Not that it just wasn't.
It wasn't magical.
It wasn't.
magical
It
at all.
wasn't accurate.
Nope.
Okay. Now I say, fine, LGBTQ, great. Put it in a movie where there isn't already an established basis. You know what I mean? Like Frozen. If we want to make Elsa gay, that's fine. Here's a sequel. Let her be a les. That's fine. Because it's new. If you wanted to go Beauty and the Beast 2, things didn't work out with Belle and Gaston.
Disney, don't do that.
Maybe,
Please don't do that.
maybe in the second cartoon, LeFou and Gaston are like, hey, you know what? It's not working out. Why don't we just do our thing?
Touch swords.
And that's cool. Because it's a continuation of the story and it doesn't ruin the original flow. Alright? And I'm done with that.
Let's do a
That's
positive
my
note, though.
piece.
Josh Gad did do pretty good.
Josh Gad was
Josh
phenomenal.
Gad was very good.
Josh Gad would have been even more perfect portraying the original version of LeFou.
Yeah, when we heard that his name was popped up, we got excited about him being LeFou. We're like, oh, because we're like, who would play this character? character. And I'm like, yo, Josh Gad.
Josh Gad would do that
Perfect.
character justice, and he did this character justice. He did this version of it well too, but this version of it didn't do anything for me because I wanted to see the cartoon recreated on the big screen.
And he was and that's the thing about LeFou. He was like the comedic relief type of the story,
And he only slightly was. This
there was
time.
like tiny comedy out of him. And Josh Gad is a funny dude.
Right.
He probably would have just knocked it out of the park, even if you wanted to make him like, gay. You know,
And,
not fully.
I don't want to keep talking about this, but I do. So
No,
Disney
it's perfect.
is supposed to be for kids, and it's supposed to be for the kid in all of us, adults too. But here's the one thing you
That's
don't
what
do as
sells.
a kid is you don't sexualize things, okay? And I hear maybe like Christian people saying, well, it's a beast and a lady, that's bestiality. No, because a kid's not going to sexualize this movie. You're a pig, and you're sexualizing this movie. That's wrong. And so the fact that they feel like they need to make Josh Gad's character overtly sexual towards another man in that movie is wrong, because it should not be sexualized. That is not the magic of Disney. There is something wrong there. It's supposed to be pure, innocent magic and happiness. That's my piece.
No,
I'm done.
that should be Disney's like credo.
We don't need to sexualize innocence.
Their credo should be magic, happiness, family worldwide. Perfect.
That's it. Stop sexualizing happiness, stop sexualizing innocence. That's it.
I mean, stop trying to. Like I was just saying, they had a blueprint. They could have popped that DVD in or Blu-ray.
No, they could have.
They could have popped it in and copied that, livened it up, done.
Piece for
Scene,
piece.
Grammys, Oscars, all kinds of shit could have came out of that.
Easy. Okay, so positive note. Visually, this movie is stunning.
Stunning.
It is beautiful. The Beast, gorgeous. Everything, the costumes, the scenery, the background, just all
Even
of
the
it.
CGI in it was really good. I mean,
so
everything
very
was
good.
even the from the Help, Lumiere and Clockwork
Clocksworth.
looked good. And at the point, I thought they really slimmed down a lot. But again, I'm trying to visualize from a cartoon to a live action.
It was
So
cool.
it looked really cool. It was very magical. It was, and again, there's a lot of stuff in it that kept me into the movie. That scene in general we just talked about was like, oh, really? I'm like, oh, really? But then also, like, some of the characters they changed up, like Maurice, the dad. I'm bringing this topic up because they made him more of an artist. He wasn't an artist.
He was an inventor.
He was an inventor.
He was a bit eccentric.
Yes. And they totally screwed that whole...
He was kind of the town fool.
That whole character was screwed up in that point. But also there was some backstory to it about Belle being, rushed away because of the plague. I never knew that. So this story told me that, which was a good point.
Hey, there were some good things about this movie. There were some not so great things about this movie.
Yeah.
They ruined some of the songs. They added some songs that weren't really necessary.
They changed the words into some of the classic songs, especially the scene we talked about with the Gaston scene in the hunting lodge.
They changed a lot of the words.
They changed all the words,
order of
most of
some
the
of the lyrics. It was very disturbing.
And I was
Gosh,
telling...
it disturbs me to see that songs.
I mean, he was telling me that, like, he could get behind the actor who played Gaston. And don't get me wrong, he did an okay job.
I
But
can get behind it.
I couldn't get behind him at
I
all.
would have preferred John Hamm, because, I mean, if you're going to have a character...
Somebody more muscular, somebody more...
Somebody with a swell cleft
Yes.
chin.
Oh, yeah, you gotta have that butthole chin. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that was more... He was sitting there calling himself beautiful the whole time. That's what Gaston does. But I couldn't see it in this guy,
Well, yeah, also, I'm roughly the size of a barge. Well, you're pretty average.
Yeah, he was pretty...
You're pretty average.
But some of the townsmen was the same size as him.
No, he was pretty average. But at one of the scenes when he fought the Beast, he was pretty strong, though.
Yeah.
So...
They gave... Yeah, that scene was good. That was really good. And you know what?
It's because he eats 12 dozen eggs.
To get large. But, like some of the scenes that were put in at the castle parts were really good to see the love grow between the two characters of the Beast and of Belle, which was really good too. And like I have to get back to what he says. The beauty of it was just, it was very magical to see that come in real life. It's just that we have some little quirks that were just that being huge fans, and me and him, if you know us personally, we sing this, we hum these songs, we sing these songs a lot, and it's very, it's embedded in our hearts.
You know, as much as we claim to be men, we are Disney freaks. Man.
We're Disney freaks.
I mean, when we're having a bad day and we're just driving around, man,
I'll put on Disney songs on my Spotify.
True story.
It is. When I'm stressed out, I'll throw it on because it makes me happy. It brings me to this happy spot in my heart. You know, it brings me to say that, this world isn't very stressful. I can go back to when it wasn't so stressful for me.
And that's the magic of Disney.
And that is the magic of Disney right there. And they didn't, like I said, I have to keep saying this, they did not have to do what they did here. They could have just popped that DVD in and took that blueprint right there, and boom, we're talking Oscars, we're talking, people could have got their, what do they call that? Their EGOTs from this, basically. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about EGOTs.
Somebody could have EGOTed on this, basically. But you know what I'm saying? It's
look. Bottom line,
it's a fail. It's definitely a fail.
Bottom line is, the magic of Disney just wasn't there for me. Let's put the magic back into the Magic Kingdom, okay? So number wise, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 6. Wasn't great.
6.
Wasn't the worst.
6 to 6.5 for me. That's basically what I would say, because the Gaston scene, the LeFou thing, and again, we're not hating on gays and lesbians here. We're just saying that don't
or transgenders or
whatever. We're not hating. We're not
LGBTQ. We're not say it.
I don't give a fuck. How's that? We're just not. Don't stop. Just stop.
Don't stop.
Put it in there if you want to, but don't heavily gay it up. You didn't.
I can't get behind you saying
you can't do that.
You can do that, but you can't change the story to fit that when there's already a premise. The character already exists. The character's motives have already been set.
We're saying we're okay with it, but just don't go over the top with it like they did. And that's basically
you can
what they
make the
did.
character gay, but he can still be the goofy best friend and not have to want to be with Gaston. I think the fact that they made that character gay and that they really put him trying to hook up with Gaston, I think that did an injustice to the gay community.
Yeah.
It put a bad rap out there that...
I mean, there was a part. There's one part in there that they did have a, how do I say it, a homosexual type comedy where it's the, and this again a spoiler here. We'll put a spoiler here. Anyways, of the what was the dresser? The dresser came out and popped 3 guys, made them look like girls, and the one guy goes, like that. That's funny. Why couldn't we have more of that? You know?
It is funny.
Why couldn't we have more of that?
Because it's childlike humor. That's
LeFou could have done that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, it's a 6 for us.
It's a 6 for me. Wasn't bad. Wasn't great.
Wasn't the best.
Once again, # put magic back into the Magic Kingdom. Lates.
That's it.